Hello guys, welcome back for another video. Today we're going to be making a Anime Reborn tier list. So yeah, without further ado, let's get this video started. But yo, by the way guys, our goal for this year is 50,000 subscribers and only you guys can help me get to that. So please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. And at 40,000 subscribers, we are going to be doing a giveaway. All you have to do to be part of it is to click that like, subscribe button. And without further ado, let's continue on with this tier list. Now, to not make this tier list last very long, because I do want to discuss a bunch of stuff, I am going to implore the help of the imploring the help of the Anime Reborn Discord, because they do have their own tier list already there. But I think I might have some other things or might have some different opinions with the tier list. So without further ado, let's head on over to the Discord to see their tier list. So for their tier list, this is a story tier list and there's also going to be an infinite tier list. Now the reason why I am here is actually going to be because of the secrets and also because of the other units right here. I don't really want to include all these units right here because they're, in my opinion, a little bit of a waste of time. The only really beginner unit that you really kind of want to get would probably be Zenitsu. If you want a really beginner unit, Zenitsu's pretty decent. This is beginner, by the way. Zenitsu's pretty decent for a beginner because he has a very good attack early on. And then after that, maybe also this guy right here, Killua. He's also relatively good. And obviously you want to get Bulma. But if you really want a beginner unit, then very good would be Rukia. She's a very good legendary unit. I believe she does have slow, so she is very good as a support unit as well. Even though she is a legendary unit only, she does decent damage and she is very good. So yeah, just take a look at these right here. These are some of the basic tier lists, so you can follow this. But I do have a more accurate tier list in my opinion, and I will be explaining most of that later on. But yeah, take a look at this for the if you're a beginner. The reason why the tier list for infinite and story is different is because these other secrets right here are a little bit more expensive, which is why they're more useful in infinite and then less useful in other game modes. So without further ado, let's get this tier list started, or let's get my tier list started. All right, so let's think this guy right here who made this tier list, Mr. Ray YT. So yeah, let's get started right here. Okay, so first and foremost, let us actually kind of change this. I changed it to only 4 categories. We have meta, we have support, we have good, we have beginner units. Now, beginner units are, let's just call them mid. Now, the reason why I don't want to call any other units bad is because most of the units in this game are relatively decent. You can use them to complete certain stuff. But yeah, without further ado, let's get started. Water Goddess is a support. Darkbeard is also a support unit. After that, obviously we have Speedwagon, Sprintwagon, then we have Bulma. These guys right here are farms, but if I was to say the most important support is probably going to be Sprintwagon. He also has a very decent passive. Let's actually take a look at his passive. Speedwagon has a passive where first 5 units within his range will get a 15% discount on upgrades, which is actually very overpowered. So I think he is a very good unit, probably the best support right now. Then other support units are going to be Rukia, but she isn't here. Rukia again is a very good support unit. He just really isn't here. Now let's move on to the tier list right here. So we have let's get the legendaries out of the way. We have beginner units mid. Genos, in my opinion, is also going to be going to beginner units mid. And now that we only have the mythical units left and also the first exclusive in the game, which is the unit that is given to the early bird players, I actually do have a copy of Blazing Sun. He is a very powerful unit. He actually even has burn, which is one of the reasons why he's relatively good, and also he's pretty cheap. He is a very powerful unit. He is meta in story, so I think I'll put him in good. But the reason why he's only going to be in good is because he's not really that good in infinite. He's decent in infinite, but not really very good in other game modes. So he's very good, he's decently good, he's a good starter, but I just don't think I would put him in meta because again, he's mainly a story unit. And he is a very good meta starter. So what I mean by starter as well is he can basically be placed very early because most of the secrets and mythics in the game right now are very expensive. He's the only cheap unit. So if you take a look at him, he only costs 875 gold to place down. So he's very good for certain game modes like story mode or other game modes where challenges where there's 2 times speed. He's very good for that because you can place him down very early unlike all the other units. And since he has burn, Pain, and also since you can place a lot of him, he's very good. But I just don't think I'll put him in meta, mainly because he really isn't that good in Infinite, and I think he will get replaced later on. Now, Whitebeard is actually one of the best, if not probably the best mythical unit in the game right now. He has a very decent passive, and overall, he also does have hybrid. Even in his unevolved state, he has hybrid, and also his unevolved state, or obviously even his evolved state, will have full area of effect later down the line. So he is very, very overpowered. So I think I'd put him in one of the highest right here, and also because he does have a passive that will allow him to get more damage as the wave passes. So my Greybeard is currently unevolved yet, but you do get 1% damage each wave up to 20% boost. So up to around wave 20, you can get him to around 20% more damage. This is very useful. Also on top of this, I believe when he's evolved, this is higher. So yeah, he is a very good unit. So he is one of the very, very, very strongest units. So as you guys can see right here, in the category, in the infinite tier list category by the Discord, he is in the meta, but he is also in the meta in story mode. That is because he is just very overpowered in both story mode and meta in infinite, because he's also pretty cheap. Like, he's only 1,850 gold, decent damage as well, decent passive, so it's very good. Now we have Broly, and Broly is probably going to be in meta because again, his damage. So yeah, he's very good. And then we also have Goku right here, and my Goku, in my opinion, is probably just gonna be at good. I do have Goku, but I just think his damage is a little bit lackluster. Again, in story mode, he's probably gonna be a beast because you know he has decent range, and you can place him pretty much anywhere you want to. Not anywhere you want to, but he's an air unit, so you can place him in a bunch of different places. He's very good, in my opinion, but I just don't think he's very good in infinite, nor is he that good in story mode, because honestly, for story mode, I'd rather use a hybrid unit like Broly, for example. So that's actually one of the reasons why Broly is also very overpowered. He's a hybrid unit on placement. Now you got Itachi. Now this is the unit that I got Miracle on. I might actually genuinely bias because I do have a Miracle on Itachi, which is kind of crazy. But again, I believe Itachi does actually have one of the highest DPS in the game. In the Mythics category, I believe the Secrets may have more DPS than him. But one of the reasons why he does have a higher DPS, and one of the reasons why he's probably at the top of the meta is, number one, he is relatively cheap. Well, not relatively cheap, he's one of the most expensive units, but the reason why I say he's cheap is because his hybrid form, or his hybrid upgrade, is his second upgrade. So this means you can get him to hybrid after just spending a little bit of money on him, and on top of that, he does a ton of burn. And in my opinion, he's just a good overall unit, mainly because of his burn and also the fact that he's hybrid, and also his SPA is very decent. So that's mainly one of the reasons why I put Itachi up here, because again, he's very good in story mode, decent in infinite, but not the best in infinite. But he is still very usable in infinite because again, he has one of the highest DPS in the game because of his SPA and because of his burn. So even though he's not the best in infinite, he's still, in my opinion, deserving of the infinite spot. Now let's just put 821 right here and Dragon Emperor at the top of meta. The two secrets in the game right now are currently the best. Now, I believe 21 has very decent damage, very good range as well. In my opinion, he's probably not the best secret. I think that maybe Kaido has a bit more damage than him. I'm not really too sure. I don't have Kaido yet, but from what I've seen from 21, he is very good. He does have higher damage than even Itachi with Miracle. King Rimuru, from what I've heard, is also very decent, but for what I'm just gonna do right now is I'm just gonna put all of these three units in meta, because they're all a tier above the Mythics, right? And I think most of them are genuinely better than the Mythics. Like, from what I've seen, both of these, or all three of them, have better damage than even my Miracle Itachi. And Itachi supposedly has one of the highest DPS in the game. So, yeah, again, I think these secrets are better than the Mythics. However, there might be some certain cases where the Mythics are better. Like, for example, Itachi, in my opinion, could be better in story mode because he's just a complete unit. But yeah, I think overall the secrets are better than them. They probably have a lot more use case. But one of the things, or one of the units that I think is probably one of the best, is going to be Mihawk. He has very cheap placement, but the problem with him is he is actually a ground unit only, so he doesn't hit air, which is a very big weakness. Now I'm gonna put Oda in good. Not really much to say about him, but Pain, I could put Pain in support. Now the reason for that is because if you check Pain's passive, stuns enemies on every 8 attack, which is actually very decent. So I probably would just put him in support, but in my opinion, if you're not gonna put him in support, he's gonna be in good. So yeah, I think this is the most accurate tier list that you can get in Anime Reborn. The secrets, in my opinion, are better than the mythics, but again, this is in no particular order. This is, in my opinion, just the meta. This is in no particular order, but they're all relatively or objectively very good. Probably the best units in the game, these units right here. Yeah, anyways, I know a lot of you guys will probably disagree with my own tier list. You guys are free to disagree with me in the comment section down below. But I hope this is very useful for some of you guys out there that really don't know much. And yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. That's gonna be it, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out, everybody.